Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? So we're gonna start this week by completing this task. Playable actions is what it eventually got called. I think we've gone through 2 or 3 different names. Initially action visualizer, but now playable action. So we're gonna finish the last ones concerning this, and then we're gonna move on to some other stuff. Yo, what's up, Vintrix? So let's just take a quick look where we at. I need to make these buttons a little bit smaller, and we don't want them to overlap like this. And then we want to make terraform and place. We want to make those 2 working as well. Okay. Hopefully, yeah, we still have this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this one later on. Wait, is that actually it? Okay. So when we have this one, playable action inspect, when it's maximized like this, that's when we get this. Okay. I wonder if it's because of this one. Do we have the same issue with playable action generic? No, we don't. But we have it with... No, we don't have it with focus. But we do have it with playable action inspect. It's weird. Inspect, inspect, inspect. So this one. Yo, what's up, Cooler SK? And good morning, Harukanen. Do we still have the same issue now? No, we don't. Huh. So if we serialize this one... Weird. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is where we left off. Started implementing place, didn't get very far. The visual representation of place, that is. Yeah. I wonder if I want to override enable and disable down here. So when we add this listener, we do it on enable and disable instead. Go place interface and update place interface. The thing is, show inspect interface. So all playable toggleable actions, and not all, but the ones that are derived from so all playable toggleable actions that are not generic, they will follow the same order of execution pretty much. So they will be toggleable, and when we enable them, they're gonna process, and like a communication between the player and the character will happen, and we want to update the user interface at all times during that process. So I'm wondering if so pretty much like this one, when we start processing or quit processing, we update something here. We show some, we either show all of the process related UIs or we hide them. And then we have this one, which should be happening every frame. And I know we iterated this last Friday. Because as I've written here, this is probably the best approach. But if we want to do it with a late update like this, then we're gonna need it's pretty much only the inspect one that we need to update every frame. So the place visualization, we only want to update it when the pointer gets moved, or if a rotation button is pressed, or like we only want to update it if some new input has been made. That's the same for Terraform as well. I'm pretty sure we don't care about it being in late update. But inspect, on the other hand, this one we want to update every frame even though we don't have any new input. So we're gonna have to send in something. This one, I guess. So either we send in the action in question, the inspectable in action, okay. We're gonna wait with this one, so we only update it when we move the pointer, and then we're gonna implement place and terraform. And see where we end up. Although I would like to have this one and this one. I think I want to have... I think I want to add... some method or something. I want them to be named the same thing, right? Table action focus. And then we have table toggleable action. I'm thinking about having two private abstract methods here, or protected even. Just wonder what we're gonna do in generic for those. Get visual feedback. Mm. So if action plays is processing, we want to do something. Okay, so we want to do this at least, and then I wonder about place object and hold object. Here we want to instantiate them, and here we want to destroy them. Do action place, and then we have serialize fields. I want a boolean here. Either we render place with outline only or hold with outline only. Zipoxer, what's up, what's up? So one of these two is going to be rendered normally, and the other one is just going to be rendered as an outline. Zipoxer tried Codex or Claude Code? No, not yet. Have you? Highly recommend. Yeah, maybe I will soon. Louis does dev, what's up, what's up? Are you Swedish? Yes, I am. So what is a good word for that? Tjena, tjena. Zipoxer, they are not great game devs, but they can do lots of the hard, boring work if your instructions are very clear. Yeah, I've seen some very impressive stuff, and I've heard a lot of people liking it. But I'm still like, a little bit skeptical. Like most of the positive things I see around it online is just pure scams, basically. Like most posts on like vibe coding subreddit and I don't know, whatever else they're called. Yeah, a a vibe coded game with the current tech is probably gonna run pretty shit, if at all. But like asking your AI agent to like generate templates or similar stuff, or I don't know, bug searching seems very, very nice. And seems to be working pretty good most of the time. Yeah, as a co-pilot, I guess it could be time saving. Yeah, I agree. Like, I really need to get into it, I guess, see if I can earn some time or reduce the time needed for some simpler tasks. As Epoxy, I use it for quick prototyping, let's plan and build a building placement system. That also sounds like a great idea. I've been wanting to... Okay, so two things. I've been wanting to learn Godot, and I've been wanting to learn how to utilize quote-unquote AI a little bit better. So I've been wanting to do like a game dev, or game jam, doing a game jam with Godot and some AI, just doing quick prototyping, testing back and forth, stuff like that. Would be real nice. Lewis, how long have you worked on this game? I think you can check when I released my first video on YouTube. I think I started planning it out in 21 or something like that, and wrote the first line of code a half year later. Vintrix, let's go, Godot gang. Yeah, Godot is shaping up to be something really amazing, it looks like. Fuck, maybe I could stream the adventure as well. Stream a Godot game jam. Godot/AI game jam. Try. If I had the time. Vintrix, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think so. Sounds like typical weekend stream. We'll see. But okay. Playable action place. When we place an object, we're going to spawn 2 dummy objects. For now, it's eventually just going to be 1. But one of the dummy objects is going to replicate the transform of the object we're holding, while the other one is going to be placed in the world where the player wants to place it. We're going to render them differently. One of them is going to be rendered how it normally would be rendered, and the other one is going to be outline only. So I think we're just going to do highlight place object. So when we create one of these here, highlight place object, and I think we just do the opposite here. Oh, did I fuck up? Yes, I did. Yes. And then I want to create a hold object. Same thing, but yeah, we want to use action place here as well. And we do the opposite here compared to the previous one. Vintrix, like every time I had bugs in the Godot engine, I just opened an issue and it got fixed in the new version. It's awesome. And that's pretty fucking rad, actually. Okay, so we create these dummy objects here. And then we want to do update place interface. Also, actually, this one, we want to do this first. So we create the dummy objects when we start processing, and then we call update place interface, and we also add, so as soon as the point change for action place, so wherever, pretty much as soon as the player moves the pointer around, that's when we call update place interface. And we want to add some nice interpolation to place interface, or here as well. But first, I don't think, yeah, we're gonna wait with interpolation and just add or just set the positional place. So in action place, every time we process here, we calculate place transform, which we do with a sweep test. But so pretty much every frame we recalculate a place transform for the object we're placing, and this action has it as latest place transform. I think we can see it. And here we do that. Okay, we didn't get very far there, but okay. And later on, we're all like update place interface, remove listener. We're also going to listen to or start listening on some additional input. Q and E. Or maybe we can do like this right now. I'm thinking about doing public input definition, rotate definition. So this is the input that is going to rotate the placeable object. We haven't really implemented rotation previously. I don't know if we're going to do it just yet, but I want to try with this one anyway. So now if we want to get all in, so for playable action place to be ready to be triggerable or enableable, all input definitions needs to be free. Previously that was only the toggle input. This time around it's also rotate input definition. So this is probably going to be scroll for now, scrolling up and down, but and here we are going to, yeah, we're gonna have to do this here, and then we also want to do we want to instantiate the visuals of these, or the UI elements of these, so we can show to the player, if you click this button you will rotate it, and so on. So update place interface, I reckon this one is the hardest. One more thing, hold object here. We need to do hold object dot transform set parent be equal to action place target game object transform parent. I guess we can just do dot transform parent. Yeah. Yo, what's up, PG King? Good morning. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. And update place interface. So then we want to use where do we have interactable placeable? We want to utilize place transform here. And later on we're gonna use this one to properly interpolate it. But for now we're just gonna do playable action place. We're gonna do place object dot transform position is equal to ooh, we have the normal. Okay, so then I guess place, yeah, we basically want to do this then, I guess. King weekend was nice. Nice to hear, nice to hear. How about yours? Same here. No complaints at all. Or actually, I probably have a few, but nothing too big. Or it was a nice weekend. Evian, try not to get sued by Nintendo and good luck. Thank you, appreciate it. I will need it. I'm going head to head against Nintendo. I'm gonna bring him down. Yeah, let's just take it like this. Or although, I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it like this. Default. We might need to clean this up a little bit. Because interactable placeable, this one has default Euler's angles, Euler angles, and default position offset as well. But it feels like when we calculate place transform, yeah, we should already have this one, right? PG King is the complaint being it's too short. That's one of them. For sure. What I hate with the current way this is set up is that we pretty much, it feels like we are calculating the same thing in multiple different places, which I don't like at all. Latest place transform. Like, why would this one even... Why would we even do it like this? I guess, like, I want to do... There's no reason for this one to exist here. This one is public get and private set. We might as well just get this one from this one. And then when we call place here, we don't need to send it in. I think that's what we want to do. So basically, I want to remove this one. We want to do this target placeable calculate place transform, or calculate, yeah, something like that. And we're gonna do do we even use this one somewhere? No, we don't. Okay, that's also old, but I want to have private place transform. I'm pretty sure we can make this one private as well. So this is just a struct we use within this class. Just gonna call it place transform, but with a small p. Calculate place transform. So instead of returning this one, we just do this. So we send in a point and we tell this one to calculate a place transform based on this point, or update place transform. Yeah. Update place transform. Then we have place here as well. The only thing we do here is that we take our latest place transform and pretty much apply it. So what I would like this, the calculation we're doing here, and which we're also doing here. And here. Like this. Here we use place point, here we use place transform. I think we are gonna I want to create a method where we calculate rotation and position like this, because we do the same calculations here and here, but we do it with different variables. Best case scenario, I would like to have a method on a place transform struct that calculates the position and rotation based on this is unrelated to place transforms, so but also a little bit, just a tiny bit annoyed that this one that I didn't design this one with a position and rotation. Yes, we can do this actually. That we need to send this one in. Something like this, and that's also what I want to be able to get from the outside as well. This one screws it up a tiny bit, however. Private place transform. Maybe. Oops. I don't know, I wonder if this is unclean in a way. Can we define it in here then? Beautiful. Beautiful. Get place position, get place rotation, update place transform, and then place. Update place transform. So given a place point, we calculate what the new normal and position and such would be, but we put it in a place transform. We haven't actually set this transform to be equal to place transform. We do that in place, but during the place period, we can also get place position and place rotation. Place rotation is based on default Euler angles. Something like that. Although transform towards here, we might... I want to have access to this one on the outside, probably. But we'll see. Okay, so now when we have these, we can jump to playable action place and update place interface, place object, position is equal to, rotation is equal to. And what we do here is get dot this is target placeable dot get place position and target placeable dot get place rotation. That's one update we want to do. Anything else? Don't think so. Okay. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, this is old stuff, right? Hmm. Yeah, finish here should just be place. Before we can use this one, we need to set it up here. Focus, inspect, and I want to add. And now we should be able to add it here, right? Inspect, focus, place. And here we get some errors. I think I'm okay with that one. I think it's this one that gives it, or that spawns the errors. This one right here. So I'm thinking about doing private. There's something. I don't know. It works when we can choose something here, but if we just define it, it doesn't work, or it results in a list of errors. But okay, anyway, priority, medium, toggle input definition. So what do we have? I think it was E. I want to have it as E, and that is action 2. So action second, rotate input definition. Here we're going to go with scalar eventually. But for now, I think we can do none. And then the big one, highlight place object. Yes. Let's see what we have. Pick up, and we can start placing. We do have that option now. That's good. So what happens? My guess is some runtime error, but we'll see. Ooh. Ooh. Huh. Okay, we can't place it here yet. I wonder why. We can place it on this one. Ooh, we copy the objects. Ah, no, never mind. We never remove these. So this one is a dummy object now. This one as well. So we now have 2 dummy objects and 1 real object. This one is left. Start placing. Place. Huh. Okay, it sorta works. Could definitely Yeah, we're gonna fix it. But I also want to see what happens if we unpress this one. So highlight place object. So instead of highlighting the object we're like the model we're placing, we're now highlighting. What is this about? We're now highlighting. Okay, this is serious. We're gonna look into that one real soon. I just want to see if this one works. Or actually, object reference not set to an instance. What are we talking about? Action type. Wait, what? And why didn't we get this one the first time around is my question. Playable entity 50. Base start, animate. 41. So action handle instantiate. Playable action handle 21. Yeah, and then finally this one. So action. Ooh. So one action in when we PA get, so one of these doesn't have a action. What the this one has pick up place. Okay, we have some minor issues here. First of all, we're rendering the original object. So this doesn't look as cool as it should. And then I wonder why. Why? We can't play. Okay, we can actually place it here. Now. Like, I'm wondering why we couldn't do it previously. Place. Pick up. Start placing. Okay. This one is extremely annoying. Is it because of my nullable conditionals? Action being null doesn't make any sense. Get actions. So PA get action. Playable action, get action. This one we don't have. Get action. Return action focus should be okay. Generic return action. Return action inspect. Return action place. This is abstract. So why does this one fail? Or is it actually... Action handler 15, yeah, this one. Can perform an action being null. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that if we do project settings, editor, do not, when entering play mode, if we do reload domain and scene, okay, it still doesn't work. Okay, good. Good. Hmm. Okay, so what is the problem then? Oh, maybe I know. Let's see. Of course. Of course. We need to instantiate it. I'm just so used with serialized variables that they are instantiated automatically that I didn't even think about it when we have something like this, where we don't do it. But then again, for action focus and inspect and stuff like that, we do want, let's see here. Yes. Okay, let's try it now. So it feels like we have to choose between not properly instantiating it or getting the error from the abstractable selectable here. Okay, if we do it like this, we don't get it here. That's good. And then we can choose plate. Okay, that's okay. We don't have the error anymore. We can't really choose anything else here. But for generic, we can. Okay. So it's like playable action inspect is locked to inspect. Okay, great. So no errors. We serialize them. They are now instantiated without us having to instantiate them. And everything should run. Fuck. Same error. I wonder if it's these. This, I find this weird as well. That we can't place it on the ground here. Or maybe we can, it's just that, yeah, we don't visually show it, okay. But I mean, that's also pretty weird. We have error if we select the sky. That we have to fix. This one, I don't know why we don't show it here. Or maybe I do actually. Yeah, I think I know. It's that we highlight the full terrain. Yeah, pretty sure. Okay. I wonder why we're not deleting place. On process change, show place in. There we go. Yo, what's up, Diggy? Ah, there we go. Yeah, so when we try to place it here, we're actually selecting the terrain. We can see it here, but not here for some reason. And oh yeah, because we're okay. I get it. But if we're selecting the terrain, we can't show the chair. And then we have an error when we select the sky as well. Those two issues. So selecting the terrain, first of all, if we just place this one here, when we hover on the terrain, we should select the terrain. I'm not entirely sure we want to show a selection outline like we have done in the past. But it's implemented right now as like we should have a selection outline here. What I'm trying to say is I don't think that will be the visuals of it in the end, but that's how it's implemented right now, and I want that to work. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with the highlighter here being that we draw the highlight and then we draw the skybox, so before rendering skybox. I think we want to change this one too. I wonder about after rendering skybox. But okay. Oh, one sec. Let's try it. Yeah, now we can highlight the terrain. We can see here that we have a nice highlight line here. But that's not the important part. when we pick this one up and try to place it, we get an error if we try to place it in the sky. And we also don't have any visual outline here because we're highlighting the terrain. So we're gonna have to fix that. I wonder, when we place something, when we're placing something, we probably don't want to highlight other stuff, right? Now we have to fix this as well. Okay, so the thing with not highlighting other stuff while we're placing something, I think that's easily fixable, either by changing the underlying code for the actions, or just adding a dependency to focus that while place is in process, we don't focus anything. But then again, if we're placing something, maybe the entities should be able to focus on other stuff, but we don't want to show the UI at least. So we could solve it on the playable action side of things as well, on that layer. I don't know what's preferable. We actually don't have the offset working just yet here. So if we jump to playable action focus, one of the toggle focus visual feedback, so this is the highlight here. Toggle visual feedback, when we enable and disable this one, enable and disable for this one will probably only happen Yeah, this will only happen when the underlying action goes to unavailable, which pretty much can never happen right now. But then again, so as I said, we can probably fix it here with the dependencies here. But we actually have 0 dependencies, so maybe... I wonder if we could do... Yeah, so something very similar to this. Then again, it doesn't feel right. Or does it? If we try to place this one, yeah, we don't want to show information. So if we try to place it on the character, we don't want to get the option to show information for the character as well. No. Okay, we want to disable focus, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to add a dependency. It's going to be a not processing dependency. I wonder if this is enough. Vintrix, let's go. I did my first grass shader without watching anything about it. Learning shader can actually be fun. Nice to hear. Congratulations. Fucking powerful feeling, isn't it? When you finally create something in a new medium. I don't know what, but when you finally create something new with a new tool set without just blindly following a tutorial. Fucking amazing. Pick up, start placing, and there we go. Now we can't focus anything else. But what I'm afraid of if we start... Okay, it works. Beautiful. Okay, no complaints. No complaints whatsoever. Although, place, if we take this one, we pick it up. Now we're currently focusing the terrain, and if we start placing here, you can see that we're currently focusing the terrain still. But then if we go here and here, now we're not focusing the terrain anymore. So we need to interrupt whatever we're doing. Vintrix, it's like being a wizard. Yeah, it definitely feels like it. Yo, what's up, Munghard? I don't know if it's Nicky Nyfiken. Is he actually... Does he look similar? Not too far off. That's a blast from the past. Yes, we probably want to do something like this. So if it's not fulfilled, then we interrupt whatever we're focusing. I think that's what we want to do. Okay, we get an error in that case. Of course. Of course. I said of course, but I'm not entirely sure why. Let's take a look at that error. Sequence contains... Is that seriously from this one? Seems to be. I guess, so if we, okay, let's say it's not fulfilled because place is processing. So then we interrupt this one. Okay, so I see that that could possibly lead to an action, some missing pointer or something. What I'm missing to see is how it would affect playable action handler. That makes no sense to me right now. Oh. What? So if I pick up this one and I put it here and we start. We place it. Pick it up. If I start placing now, that's when we get the error. Huh. Okay. Related to the playable layer. That's weird. Playable toggleable action. Here, let's go to this one. Availability changed, so we invoke this one. We listen to this one in playable action handler. So here, this is our focus then. It's not available anymore, so we try to remove it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I might know what's going on. Yeah, I know what's going on here. I'm pretty sure, at least. So, focus, it doesn't have any bound input definition, right? But the way we, or I, define playable actions is that they always have some sort of input definition here, right? And how we solve, like, all actions or all playable actions should have some input definition. The input definition for action focus is set as, we return point here, input definition point. One sec. Point should be okay. Because we do input definition methods get all. Oh, we even have none here. Okay, in that case, I have no idea. Do we have point? Yeah, we have point. Oh, fuck. I was pretty damn sure that we had it. Okay. Update playable action states. Okay, let's take the last one. So when we go to playable actions per input definition dot first, here we get an error. Sequence contains no elements. So this one contains no elements. Invalid operation exception is empty. Yeah. Yeah, first or default and check if it's null. Or actually, yeah. We can just change this one to dot first or default. Because we compare it with playable action, and this one should never be null. So if this one is null, false. It's a little bit weird. I think something is... I think we're missing... Oh, let's see here. I think that sequence shouldn't be null or empty. I mean, I think it's just that we don't input the focus input definition into the list at the beginning. But we can see if first or default works. It does. We don't get any error, at least. That's nice. But okay, this time it worked as well. Yeah, we need to update it initially as well. So, fuck, everything is going pretty smoothly today, actually. And I think this looks great. When we start placing it, we need to update it to the latest point as well. That's the last thing concerning this one. And then I also wonder what happens if we do drop. That works as well. Okay. But not if we drop while placing. Okay. But we can solve that. Pretty easily. Okay, so what did we have? The initial point where we place it. We need to update that one, as well as dropping it while placing it. Currently we get something like this. We can still place it, which is pretty great. Can we jump? We can. Yes. So, I thought this right here, update place interface, I thought this would be enough, but I guess the latest place transform hasn't been calculated yet at this point. So maybe we could force it in some way. So action place. In process, we do update place transform. And this one is target placeable update place transform point. So I think we could either call this one Start interaction. We just do a update a place transform here in initialize as well, and then in the next frame we will process. I think that's about it. That's actually a thing I didn't think about. So if we take an action, and an action goes from ready to processing, should it also do one delta step of processing in the same frame it moved from ready to processing? I guess my initial assumption, or how I initially implemented it, was no, it should not. But in this case, let's see if it solves it. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's one issue. Oh yeah, we had the sky issue as well. I need to start writing these down. Quick fix. Selecting sky and drop while placing. So it's if we place, or if we pick up, start placing, and then we drop it, then we get this. We're still placing it pretty much. That's one thing we want to solve. I think that's the easiest one. We can just fix it with the dependency system. The second issue is if we start placing it and we select the sky, then we get object reference not set to an instance action place. I think we update place transform with point, and point here doesn't include a game object, I reckon. Let's jump to this one as well. If host base host sweep test place point normal out hit place point collider, it's this one. This is where it fails. The easiest way to solve this is, so if we don't hit a game object or a collider, then we can't place something at that point, right? Like, how could we place an object on something or on nothing? That doesn't make any sense. So what we want to do here is we don't want to update the place transform at all. If we move, if we try to place something in the sky, it's going to have the last place transform it had previously. So I think this might just be as easy as doing a simple check here. If place point dot game object is equal to null, and we return. So now we're trying to place it on a place point that doesn't have any game object, no collider, no nothing. But the next question is, there shouldn't exist a case where we have a game object but we don't have a collider, or we have a collider but we don't have a game object. I don't think that makes any sense. Vintrix, how many people did already ask if you could release it for free? Which one? Like, people don't understand how much work it is, I guess. What are we talking about? Yeah, so we have it like this. Although we could do some cool stuff here as well, I reckon. We could do, if we move the pointer up into the sky and we move to the left, So like we hit, like it would be extremely cool if while I'm moving the pointer across the sky, the selection follows it like this. But then we're talking about, that would be a little bit more complicated to implement. Tricks like the whole game. Oh yeah. Actually, I think very few people so far. But yeah, a lot of people definitely. Let's see here. What's the word I'm looking for? Underestimate how much work goes into a game. But for now, yeah, this I'm definitely okay with this. That would just have it like this. We would have to involve additional raycasts, I think, if we wanted it to move around. Post this. And I don't want to do that now. I want to fix this one as well. We're currently... It's the wrong offset here for this one, for some reason. Saibi, what's up? What's up? How do you architect your action system? There exist a few VODs on my YouTube channel where I go into it, or where we struggle and slowly but surely work out how the how to structure it. But that's a lot of hours. I will in the future. I can't say when, but soon, like, produce and release a video covering the action system in more detail. But it's very similar to a state machine that can have more than one state active at the same time, pretty much. This I want to fix as well. So the idea here is that we're going to offset this placeable object by some distance. For some reason, the offsetting doesn't work, but that's probably just a simple mismatch. But selecting the sky is fixed, and drop while placing, and then this one. Offset not taking into account. And then we're going to animate it again. Actually, did that work? No. Okay. So start placing, and then if we drop it, we end up with duplicates like this. That's what I want to solve next. So Abby, thank you for the info. It wasn't that much info, but that's like the shortest way I could summarize it. But you're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to message me on Discord. And I only want to release the video describing the system when I'm quite certain that it's actually a nice system and just nothing, or if you know what I mean. I don't want to release something that is shit, so to speak. Okay. So place, so how we could solve the the dropping while placing is that we jump to action place and then we add an additional dependency. So we actually have hold on process change update. So here we want to update. If hold process change and this one is no longer processing, then we want to cancel our place as well. So I guess I wonder if we can do... I wonder if we can do this. Stop or something. What is it? Set state interrupting. Start placing and then we drop and we stop placing as well. Beautiful. The only problem here is this place action here. I would probably want to show it by this one, right? So we're gonna add, like, if we're placing this one, we want to show it by this outline here. That's true. Drop while placing is done, offset not taken into account, and show place button by place object. But also I want to double check if we would want to change the visuals of it so that the held object is being highlighted instead. How would that look? So if we pick this one up and then we get an error, touch place it like this. Okay. I wonder why. Hmm? That's also extremely weird. Like, is this actually only, is this also some null conditional stuff that is left, or is it just because of this Boolean change here? This one is 100% thanks to a null conditional. Highlight place object. If we The only thing we change here is this one. And it only has to do with when to highlight something and when to render something. Ooh, maybe. It should be okay. Zaibi, are you creating your scripts based on your own module package? Yes, we are. And are you using the model view controller way to do it? I'm taking quite a lot of inspiration from the MVC pattern. But someone who does a lot of model view controller implementations would probably be able to point out a few things we have done here that goes against it. But with that pattern, I guess, so our actions here would be our model, right? And our playable action would be our controller. And then we have these that are the view objects. But okay, did we get any errors here when we switch the setup? So the only thing the only difference now should be that we create a highlight object being held in the hand and we place this one instead. Okay, now we don't get an error. Except for button map item here, but I'm 100% sure it's a null conditional problem, which makes me want to do yeah, we do it a lot here. So I see, love the shader style, thank you, appreciate it. I've got some nice videos on my YouTube related to them, and they're also the outlines, the black outlines, and the cell shader is available on my GitHub. As for the question of how long it took me to learn about shaders, I initially learned shader programming on the university, or in the university. I think I took 2 courses in it, spanning over around a year, which gave me a pretty good foundation. And then I've just been doing shader programming every now and then for 6 years or something like that. And I still, honestly, I'm pretty good at them, but still wouldn't call myself an expert. Yeah, unfortunately now when I think about it, I think I describe the logic in the shaders, but I think I actually do them with ShaderGraph in Unity. Don't think they are HLSL. It's been a while. Okay, so this null conditionals here, I love it, but you shouldn't be using it with game objects, or probably not. It's all in Unity actually. But I'm gonna do it like this. We're gonna go with the play, like these are still okay because these are non-mono behavior types, but this one is, I'm a little bit worried about this one. So let's do this. If input handler is not equal to null. Here we have to check highlighter as well. I'm gonna leave this one as well, I think. Okay, hopefully that error will be resolved. Okay, great. Offset not taken into account. Yes. So the next visual, or actually, this is the next issue with place in general is, okay, here we have this one again. One sec, could it be, let's do project settings, editor. Let's reload it and hope. Dang. When The object of type button map item has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. Button map item 67. I want to see here. Playable toggleable action. Hmm. Is it that we have not instantiated it properly? This one is weird. So button map item hide. If I remember adding these two lines just because we got this error. But so in this case, this one is already destroyed, but I don't even know where we would destroy it, actually. So assuming this is not something left hanging from a previous play. Where do we actually destroy this object? Unless, of course, label entity. Yeah, we have input to actions here. Playable setup remove. Action visualizers. We don't use those anymore. It's pretty damn, we're gonna remove this one as well, but it's pretty damn nice to have it in the playable action handler, actually. It feels very structured. Okay, and we're gonna wait and see if it appears again, but until then, I want to try and fix this error right here. So we should have an offset here which puts the point of the shovel where we're currently hovering, instead of using the origin point. Seriously not need. That's crazy. I don't think we need this one anymore. We could honestly just do. We could just use animate entity, and then we choose a playable action handler here. That's the only difference between animate entity and playable entity currently. But I'm pretty sure there will be some more differences eventually. Yes. Okay. So action place. This one just handles a target placeable. That's pretty much it. And update place transform. So it's this offset here. Where do we have it? This one. Get position. Like when we create a place transform, this offset here seems to be calculated in the wrong way. I'm gonna open up the old implementation of our place because we had it looked very nice then, and I'm just gonna see what the difference is. To last time. So the offset was calculated by base host get position minus point position. This one. Okay, so we calculated it like this. Gives us a vector 3, which we send in here, right? And then we do math of sine, the dot offset vector normal point. Ooh. And then offset vector magnitude. I'm wondering about this one. Normal, normal, normal. That should be okay. Okay, so then I'm wondering if when we set the final position, so in place, I guess it is, get place position, Position plus offset times normal. Now it looks good to me, definitely. Offset unless... Oh, one sec. I'm worried that this one is 0 when it shouldn't. That's pretty much the only offset vector normal. If these two were... I guess they could become 0. But yeah, we only take the sign of this one. That's true. We don't have any offset at all here. No, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Let's just see what happens if I do 5 times offset here. Yeah, we don't get anything differently because I'm pretty sure offset here is 0, but that can only happen if sign cannot be 0. Offset vector magnitude can. So it has to be offset vector. One sec. Sweep test offset is 10. So we get a place point. We create a rotation based on place point normal and vector 3 up and default. Then we create a position that is place point position plus sweep test offset place normal. So yeah, we take the point where we want to place it, and then we take the normal of that point and we offset the object this far. And then we set the rotational position of our object to be equal to these, because then we want to do a sweep test. If it hits something, we have the hit distance where it hit something. So then we move in the negative place point normal this far, and that's where we get the hit, and that's our set position. And then we calculate the offset. By doing this, it's pretty damn straightforward. Then we create a new place transform using this. And it's this one. So then we have set this one, and then when we get the position again, we just do position plus offset times normal. What the fuck? I'm a little bit worried about this normal here, possibly. One sec. Yes. Okay, we set position, and here we do this. Do we have a problem with the sweep test? I'm pretty sure we don't. Place point normalized. Hmm. Okay, I can't for the life of me not find what's different here between how we did it previously and how we do it now. I have no idea why we're not getting the same nice offset we had. I'm going to do this. I just want to see what we have here. What kind of value? Offset 0. Yeah, I assumed so. But why? Let's double check this one first of all. Yeah, exactly. The difference from standard design implementation switch returns 0 when Okay. So that's good. Which means that this is probably the one being 0. Offset vector. Which could happen if this point and this point is the same. We set the position to be equal to place point plus position plus sweep test offset. Place point normal. Yeah, if this doesn't happen, if we don't hit anything, then we're going to move to this one. Did I miss? Let's see. Oh, yes. God damn it. Of course, of course, of course. We need to set interactable, placeable. This one. We need to do. We're gonna have sweep test offset. We're gonna have this one. Why is this one public? And what we need to do is we need to set the layer and unset it. So here, base.host.set layer placement layer. Base.host.set unset layer placement layer. Hopefully this is it, because I'm pretty sure the only reason we don't get any offset here is because, or the offset is 0, is because we when we do the sweep test we never hit something, so we always just return this one, which means that these two are equal to each other. And yeah, we pretty much place it at the placement point. It's on placement layer now. Still no offset here. I was pretty sure. This was it. Okay, so if it wasn't the placement layer, why are we never getting... We're never getting a hit here on our sweep test. It's fucking weird. Whoa, 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 enable colliders. Yeah. Doing a sweep test without colliders. Okay. Let's try this. I'm wondering if we might be getting some issue with whatever we're holding, but we'll see. Oops. We're still holding it, but it could be... we'll see what happens. Okay, that's better. And if we place, pick up, place, drop. Okay, nice. Now I just want to fix, so if we look at this one, we're both rendering it, the outline and the object itself. So a little bit, some minor polish left, but then we're done with this. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut it short 1 hour today. Got some other thing I gotta take care of. But I will stream tomorrow as well and continue with this, hopefully finish it finally. We're gonna finish it this week at least. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it, and have a great rest of the day. Peace.